All right, brothers, lean in. What you're about to hear is the difference between stumbling in hesitation and moving with unshakable confidence. Most men go through life blind to a hidden language, a language women speak without ever opening their mouths. It's not written in words, but in signals. It's not spoken, it's shown. Here's the truth. Women rarely announce what they feel. They won't spell it out with a direct, "I want you," instead. Their bodies and actions reveal what their words never will. And if you learn how to read those signals, you'll never be confused again. There's one move, one ultimate gesture, that proves her desire beyond doubt. But don't expect her to jump into your arms. Attraction isn't a sudden explosion, it's a slow fire, built in layers. Each subtle sign pulling you in closer. Most men miss it. Why? Because they're waiting for words instead of watching what's right in front of them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when she's not just interested, she's silently waiting for you to act. So buckle up, pay attention, and let's break this down together. Drop a comment if you've ever wondered whether you missed the signs. Like this video, subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, and turn on notifications so you never miss the wisdom that changes the game. Let's begin with number 1. She places her hand near yours, extending an invitation without ever saying a word. It's subtle, yet deeply intentional. She won't reach out and grab your hand outright. That would be too bold, too risky. Instead, she creates an opening, a small window for you to notice and respond. Picture this. You're sitting across from her at a cafe, conversation flows, and she slowly places her hand on the table, not directly against yours, but just close enough for your awareness to catch it. Or perhaps you're walking side by side, and her fingers brush lightly against yours, not once by accident, but twice, lingering a little longer than needed. Gentle, deliberate. Here's the psychology behind it. Women are acutely aware of personal space. They rarely step into it unless there's purpose. So when she positions herself in a way that makes touching you effortless, it isn't coincidence, it's calculation. She's signaling interest, but in a way that feels low risk, allowing you the chance to lead. This is her test. If you pick up on it and respond with equal subtlety, perhaps a soft graze of her hand, everything depends on what happens next. Does she withdraw, or does she remain, letting the contact linger? That moment is her answer. If she stays, that's your green light to move forward with patience and intention. Congratulations, you've just passed her very first silent test. Now, let's turn up the heat, because if she shows this next sign, she isn't just curious, she's craving closeness. Number 2, she positions herself nearer to you than necessary. In any social setting, distance speaks volumes. A woman who isn't interested will create space without even realizing it. Her knees turn away. Her body angles toward the exit. Her chair always a little too far. But when attraction is alive, that invisible gap vanishes. Imagine this. You're out with friends, plenty of seats available, yet she slides into the spot, right beside you, not across the table, not diagonally, but directly next to you. That choice wasn't random. She didn't have to sit there. She wanted to, and in a crowded room. When she finds a way to stand so close that your shoulders almost touch, her body is sending a clear message. I feel comfortable here. I want more than casual conversation. Want to test it. Make a subtle move. Shift slightly in your seat. Lean back just a little. Watch what happens. If she adjusts too, if her body follows yours, that's no accident. That's her attraction pulling her closer. And when her body language mirrors yours, it's not just interest, it's chemistry, it's desire. It's her unspoken way of chasing you. 3. She reaches for her collarbone or necklace while her eyes are fixed on you. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than elegance or habit. But underneath it is something deeper, a biological reflex wrapped in subtle grace. Women understand instinctively where a man's gaze is drawn. The neck, the delicate line of the collarbone, the soft curve of the upper chest. These are vulnerable, sensual areas of the body. When a woman is attracted, she doesn't have to speak it aloud. Instead, she highlights those areas in small, almost unconscious ways. Picture the scene she's in, mid-conversation, laughing, her expression open. Then suddenly, her hand drifts upward, fingers brushing lightly across her collarbone, or she begins to toy absent-mindedly with a necklace, twisting it slowly, sliding the chain along her skin, tracing the line of her neck as though she isn't even aware she's doing it. To the casual observer, it might seem meaningless, but to the man who pays attention, it's a silent form of seduction. From a biological perspective, it's no different than how female birds fluff their feathers to signal interest to a potential mate. Human women, without even realizing it, accentuate subtle markers of beauty and softness when they're drawn to someone. And here's the psychology she is inviting your gaze. Not in a loud or clumsy way, but with precision. If your eyes drift to her neckline, she notices. She may repeat the gesture or tilt her head slightly to reveal even more. That isn't random. That's intention. That's permission. So, lean in with calm confidence. Hold her gaze, and if she continues to touch her collarbone while you're near, understand this: she is broadcasting attraction without ever speaking a word. 4. She bites softly at the corner of her lip or plays with it as she looks at you. This isn't a random gesture. It's instinct, raw and primal. When a woman feels physically drawn to a man, her lips become more sensitive. Blood flow rises. Touch, awareness heightens. And without realizing it, her body responds. That response often shows in the smallest movements, her teeth grazing her lower lip, or her tongue drifting slowly across it. Maybe she catches the corner of her lip gently between her teeth. Maybe it's subtle, almost hidden, but it's there. And here's the important part. It's not dryness, and it's not absent-minded. It's focus. She's centered on you. Now here's where you test it. Hold her gaze. Let her pause hang in the air for just a second longer. Lower your voice slightly when you speak. If right after that, her teeth find her lip, you've triggered something deeper. That's not casual flirting. That's hair, nervous system signaling desire. This is one of the most overlooked signals men fail to notice. Yet once you understand it, everything shifts. When you catch her biting her lip while engaged with you, it's not about the words you're saying. It's about you. She's not just enjoying the conversation. She's showing, without speaking, that she's attracted to the man in front of her. Now, if she shows you this next signal, it means she's no longer just hinting She's actively shifting herself to match your presence. Number 5. She lowers her voice and slows her words when it's just the two of you. Most men miss this entirely. Yet once you're aware of it, you'll begin to notice it everywhere. A woman's voice is one of her most powerful instruments of connection, and when attraction is alive, she unconsciously uses it to pull you closer. Think about the contrast. In a group, her voice carries energy. It's bright, playful, sometimes sharp, maybe even louder than usual. But the second the two of you are alone, something changes. The volume dips, the tempo eases, her tone softens as if the rest of the world has faded out. This is not coincidence. When a woman feels both drawn to you and vulnerable in your presence, her physiology reacts, her breathing evens out, her vocal cords relax, her body begins to prepare for closeness. Even if intimacy never actually happens, in that moment, she's subconsciously creating a private bubble around the two of you. A pocket of intimacy, even in a crowded space. Here's how you test it. Compare how she speaks with others to how she speaks with you. If her voice is noticeably different when it's just you and her, that shift carries meaning. That's chemistry. That's connection. And most importantly, that's her quietly opening the door, waiting for you to step inside with confidence. And if you thought the last sign was clear, wait until you see this one. Because this time, she's not sitting back and waiting for you to decode subtle gestures. She's stepping forward, breaking the invisible wall between you. Number 6, she initiates physical contact. A soft brush of her hand against your chest or shoulder, a playful swat at your arm, a gentle touch that lingers just long enough to be felt. This is what people call the touch barrier, and when a woman crosses it, everything changes. You need to understand something important. Women don't give away touch carelessly. For them, physical contact is precious territory. It's reserved for men they trust, men they're drawn to, men they want closer. Think about it. She could laugh without touching you. She could make a point without resting her hand on your shoulder. She could compliment you without adjusting your shirt collar. But when she chooses touch light, casual, disguised as nothing, it's never nothing. It's intentional. Here's the twist. She'll often make it look effortless, like it just happened naturally. But it didn't just happen. It was calculated. A test to see what you'll do. Will you stiffen up? Will you pull away? Or will you accept it with calm confidence from a psychological perspective? This is the prelude to intimacy. By initiating small touches, she's already imagining what it might feel like for you to touch her more. She's signaling interest while gauging whether you'll meet her halfway. So, what should you do? Mirror her energy. If she brushes against you, lean in slightly instead of retreating. If she fixes your collar, let your fingers graze hers for a moment. That's how you show you're ready. This is the crossroads between hesitation and escalation, the moment that separates indecision from connection. At this stage, the energy between you and her is no longer subtle. It's intensifying. You've already seen the signals, her leaning closer, the accidental brush of her hand, the softness in her voice when you're alone, even the way she toys with her collarbone when she thinks you're watching. But here's where things move into a new territory. She doesn't just want your attention anymore. She wants to present herself in a way that draws you in even deeper. Her body begins making adjustments she may not even be consciously aware of. Sign number 7. She bites or licks her lips more often than usual. This is not random. This is instinct at work. A woman's body often reveals her desires before her mind catches up, and one of the clearest giveaways is her lips. When arousal builds, blood flow increases, making her lips more sensitive, more alive. Similar to other zones of heightened sensation, what happens next? You notice subtle but undeniable gestures. Maybe it's a quick, almost shy bite at the corner of her lip. Maybe it's the slow, deliberate trace of her tongue across her lower lip. Maybe it's the gentle parting of her lips, like she's unconsciously releasing a breath she didn't know she was holding. But here's the key: she does this while looking at you. Not at the room, not at her phone, at you. Why? Because her subconscious is replaying the scene in her mind, imagining what it would feel like if that unspoken tension finally broke. If you leaned in, if your lips finally met hers. So, how do you respond? Don't rush. Don't joke it away. Hold her gaze. Slow your words. Allow silence to stretch, heavy with charge. If she bites or licks her lips in that moment, that's not casual, it's raw desire. It's her way of saying without words, the door is open. Are you going to walk through it? Her body begins to reveal more than her words ever could. And the next sign is almost like an unspoken confession. Number 8, she fidgets with her clothes or starts adjusting them. This sign is powerful because it isn't planned. She isn't consciously trying to get your attention. It's instinctive. And you will notice it if you're paying attention. She might tug her top just slightly, smooth her skirt across her thighs, pull her dress down, or subtly readjust her neckline. She may even run her palms down her sides as though resetting her entire posture. Why does this matter? Because when attraction takes over, a woman is flooded with nervous energy. Her adrenaline spikes, her thoughts race, and her subconscious mind urges her to refine how she presents herself. It's not discomfort, it's preparation. She wants to look her best in your eyes. Here's the key indicator. She does it right after making eye contact with you. You glance her way, and suddenly she's fixing her hair, adjusting her sleeves, or checking how her clothes fall against her body. This isn't insecurity. This is performance. It's her silent way of saying, see me, notice me, désire me. The most telling part, she isn't asking with her voice. She's asking with every nervous flick of her hands, with every subtle adjustment of fabric. And if you recognize it for what it is, you hold the power in that moment. Don't look away. Meet her eyes. Let her feel seen, because that's exactly what she's hoping for, the validation that her silent signals have reached you. 9. She blushes or gets flustered when you compliment her. This sign is as raw and genuine as it gets, because it's almost impossible to fake. When a woman is truly drawn to you, even the simplest compliment has the power to spark something uncontrollable. You say, "That dress really suits you," or "I love the way your eyes light up when you talk." And suddenly, her body betrays her emotions. Her cheeks flush. Her voice softens. She laughs nervously, maybe looks away, tucks her hair behind her ear, and then sneaks another glance back at you. Her hands fidget with whatever's near, and she might stumble over her words as if her brain is trying to catch up with her emotions. Here's the fascinating part. Science explains it. Blushing is an involuntary reaction controlled by the sympathetic nervous system. It's her body's way of telling you, that her adrenaline just spiked. She can't stop it, and she can't hide it. Why does this happen? Because, in that moment, you validated her in a way that felt deeply personal. Not as just another person in the room, but as a woman seen, recognized, and appreciated. When you compliment her beauty, her presence, or the way she expresses herself, it strikes something primal. It creates a rush of excitement, nervous energy, and anticipation all at once. Want to amplify this? Give her the compliment, then pause her. Let the silence stretch. Don't rush past it. Don't downplay it with a joke. Just hold the space and watch her reaction. If she fidgets, hides a shy smile, or glances away before daring to meet your eyes again, she's not just hearing you. She's imagining what it would feel like if you leaned in closer. And when she can't control her reaction, that's attraction unfolding in real time. 10. She moves her hair away from her neck and exposes it fully. We've finally reached the last sign. And this one is timeless. It's not something she consciously plans. It's instinctual, written into her biology, carried through generations of female attraction. This is the gesture, the subtle move she makes when she's not just interested, she's ready. She brushes her hair away from her neck, exposing it completely. At first glance, it might look like nothing more than fixing her hair, but don't be fooled. This movement carries a depth of meaning that's primal and powerful. Her neck is one of the most delicate and vulnerable parts of her body. It's filled with nerve endings, associated with intimacy, softness, and deep emotional openness. When she tucks her hair behind her ear, pulls it back slowly, or sweeps it to one side while holding eye contact, she's not simply adjusting her look, she's revealing herself. She's silently showing comfort, trust, and even a readiness for something more. Psychologically, this signal runs deep in both human behavior and the animal world. Exposing the neck is a universal display of trust. It's the body's way of saying, I feel safe, I feel connected, I'm open to you. And here's the important part, she may not even realize what she's doing, but her body knows. Her body is signaling attraction and vulnerability in real time. So how should you respond? Don't rush in. Don't break the moment by forcing anything. Instead, match her energy. Lower your voice slightly. Hold her gaze. And lean in, just enough for her to feel your presence, not with your lips, but with your calm strength. If she doesn't move away, if she smiles, bits her lip, or looks down shyly, she's already made her choice. Now it's on you to honor it and make it matter. These signals aren't games, and they're not coincidences. They come from something deeper: instinct, coded into biology, shaped by psychology, and revealed through body language. They've been refined through thousands of years of human courtship. So when you notice more than one of these signs, understand this: she's not merely curious. She's silently waiting for you to recognize what's in front of you, waiting for you to lead, waiting for you to step fully into your masculine confidence instead of second-guessing yourself. The truth is simple. Attraction is rarely spoken outright. It's written in gestures, in glances, in the subtle tension of the moment. And the real question becomes, will you step up and meet it? If you've ever noticed these signals in real life, share your story in the comments. Which one surprised you the most? And if you want more timeless insights on attraction, psychology, and the art of masculine presence, hit like, subscribe, and don't miss the next video where we break down how to spark desire in her mind without speaking a single word. Until then, read the signs, trust the moment, and act with courage.